to anyone who decides to watch this, you're going to have fun.
If there's any night to have porn bots on,
Yes.
it would be this night.
Tonight's the night.
I told her she needs to add porn bots to the bingo cards.
I do after the Christmas. That was so weird.
I know, like
So
of all
weird.
the episodes we've ever done,
I
it was
know.
the Christmas movie one.
I'm like, seriously? I go back and watch these. I'm like, they should be on all of these, man. I'm like, I need some serious help. Anyway,
Especially the Dexter ones.
that's what I mean.
How did you like that
There
little
we go.
segue? So
Yes, that was
smooth.
great. Yes, it's very smooth. Very smooth.
Very
Oh,
nice.
Very nice. Anyway, sorry. So welcome. We are talking about episode 7. I had to look at the ticker because I couldn't remember which episode number we were on for a minute there. Of Dexter. This was seemed like the shortest episode they've had so far. It went by super quick, but we're gonna be talking about that. Here's the bingo card. I don't have one printed again. I forgot. I'm sorry. But we've said tonight's the night. Dexter's the free space. We've all laughed. We don't have porn bots on there yet, but we should have. We should also have, host is horny.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Sorry. I've had
You're
a
not
little bit
sorry.
to drink.
Not sorry.
Yeah, I'm off except for podcast stuff until Monday.
This is going great.
Swimmingly.
Everyone's gonna love me tonight. I was like, this is not gonna be one where I'm gonna talk about anything having to do with libidos, but we will see. But then I went and picked up sushi, and I wasn't driving by.
Oh, yes.
Everybody
of
knows
course,
who she's
yeah.
food.
Yeah.
We lost our one viewer. They're like, we're not gonna watch this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pull it together here, but this will be fun. So I do want to say, Carla, really quickly, my sister tonight, she's like, so is Carla on every single one of your episodes? Because I was sharing clips.
I am only on 47% of them.
I know. I was sharing clips. Panera just popped up and said, "Are you hungry?" I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
You were all gonna leave me here alone. I just knew it.
Oh no, I'm losing my connection. Oh.
But I share video clips with my sister, who she doesn't listen to the podcast, but I share video clips. And I shared today the video clips of Fergie breathing into the microphone and crying in the microphone. And she's like, and then she asked me that, and I'm like, well, no, but it's funny that you say that because she's like, is she your co-host? So she's basically So I just wanted to share that because I thought that was funny.
That's hilarious.
So we're here to talk about Dexter.
Believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. True story.
For our one viewer we lost, I apologize. I really was going to get to the point. You've chosen a lovely night. It's before the holidays. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I have. Oh, we are going to get to the episode. I promise. I have my last drink of the evening, and then I have tea in my Finn mug, and then I have water. So I'm okay. I don't know why I had to share that, but in case you were worried. So we're going to start as we always start with the ratings for episode 7. So Carla, on a scale of 1 to 5 blood slides, how many blood slides do you give episode 7? I can't remember the title of this episode, but
I'm giving it 4.5 blood slides. I liked it a lot. But there were a lot of moments that were just very frustrating for me. And a lot of moments where I was like, I don't know. We'll get more into it later. But yeah, 4.5 for me.
Okay. And Jen?
I'm going to go 4.5 as well. It was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it. I liked the little cameo and everything. So, fun episode.
I almost said, what little cameo?
No big
Yeah,
deal.
kind of a
yeah.
big one.
Yeah.
Completely irrelevant guy just like showed up.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter as he's small and quick.
Nobody remembers him.
Well, amazingly enough, the only other time this has happened was episode 4. That's not the rate I'm giving it, but this is the only other time it's happened where I'm giving lower than my other 2 panelists. I'm giving this a 4. I liked it, but I don't know. I wanted more. I don't know what it was I wanted more of. Well, yeah, I do know what it was.
Yep.
More. I wanted more, you know. Yeah, so sorry. Okay, so let's dive head first into this episode. So it starts with Dexter helping Angela with the forensic stuff. So Carla, what did you think about having forensic expert Dexter Morgan, sorry, back?
Well, Dugster Morgan is one of his many aliases that he used on his way to Iron Lake. So kudos on you for remembering that.
Mhm.
See?
Okay, but I was so glad to have that part of it back because that's something that I had been missing that I didn't know how badly I missed it until it was back on the screen. And there's just something so magical about having the protagonist be the smartest person in the room. And I don't know, like I just really enjoy that, even when the protagonist is a freaking murderer. But it was a welcome glimpse back into his old life, and he had. I think that the one thing that was particularly striking is that he was very mindful to be considerate of Angela and her feelings. You know, he's asking if he can, touch Iris's corpse, if it's okay with her, if he does this or that, these things that he needs to do. And he was very gentle and caring, and that, which is surprising because he famously doesn't really care about people or anything like that. But I think that that's the kind of thing that even if you're very good at pretending to care and about pretending that you can empathize with people, I think that that level of consideration, I don't think that's something that you can fake. So that was really interesting to see. And I also, I'm like I said last week, I'm very glad to have Sharp Angela back, where she's on the ball, getting things done, snapping orders and all of this stuff with her furrowed brow and all of that. Um, but it's also, and I know that she's desperate for answers, she's desperate for help in any way, especially because like she went in there expecting to find Matt, she finds her best friend. The emotional impact that must have had on her must have been huge. And at the same time, I'm like, you're like giving a lot of trust to this guy who has been lying to you for who knows how long. But yeah, like there are reasons and all of that, extenuating circumstances, because not every day somebody finds their murdered best friend. But yeah, it was like, Angela, come on.
Yeah. Jen.
I loved getting a little bit of that old Dexter back. I agree, Carla. I don't think I realized how much I missed it until they gave it to us. And I was like, oh yes. But then I was like, but yeah, he's forensic, but yeah, I guess like his thing was blood. I was like, there's no blood, but so I was like, how helpful. And it's like we see that he's kind of lost his touch a little bit with the murdering. Like, has he lost a little anything with the forensic stuff? And surprisingly, no, he seems way more capable of that than going back to being like dark Dexter and murdery Dexter and everything. So it's good to see that I guess he hasn't lost any of that. And I did really like how he was very considerate towards Angela, although it was kind of weird. But I think even throughout the original series run, there are times where you wonder, is his concern sincere, or is he still just kind of faking it? Or is he just gotten that good at faking it? But I think at this point in Dexter's life, he may not be aware of it, but I think he does truly care. I mean, he does say like, oh, I can't lose this, Angela and the family and this and that. But I think that comes more from like a keeping up an appearances need than an actual emotional attachment. So it's kind of nice to see that he has developed emotions, and he does know how to be kind of gentle when it counts. He's still not always, he's still kind of very Dextery in moments, and like he just wants his tuna fish sandwich and shit like that. But in this moment, he knew, he understood. And again, I think that's the old forensic kind of cop adjacent history he has. So, and then, yeah, Angela, I feel really bad for her because that shit sucks. But yeah, she just clearly like all emotional and was just like, nope, I need answers. I don't fucking care. But we saw her kind of make that deal with Molly too. So she's willing to be a little loosey-goosey maybe with some things and be a bit temporarily forgiving. So I don't blame her. Yeah. I probably would have done the same thing if I'd have known, had all that information too. Be like, you need to get down here and do some Dexter shit. But I really wish she would have just been like, thank you, Dexter. Now get the fuck out of my face, Jim. To show that she's still mad at Jim.
Right.
That would have been nice.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know. I think in the moment that wouldn't have made sense because, yeah, she's angry. But, I mean, I don't know. I think she's grieving at that point. So it's kind of like she doesn't probably have the energy to get mad at him at that moment. And her focus isn't about that. Like, I'm sure she's still upset about it, but she doesn't really care at that point, I think. She's just like, I need answers. And I know that you're really, from what I've read, I mean, she doesn't know, but I know that you're a really good forensic expert guy. So come in here and help me. And, it was nice seeing him back because like you both said, I didn't realize how much I missed that. Like, it was one thing the first time you saw Dexter kill, because that makes sense that you'd miss that, as fucked up as that sounds, but it makes sense that you'd miss that. But missing the forensic thing, you're like, why would I even care about that? But I missed it because that's like sort of like, even though he's not completely himself, that's another way that Dexter kind of shows himself. And he hasn't been doing that because, I mean, working at like a bait and tackle and sporting goods store is not showing who Dexter is. So it's like, it was nice to have that back. And I agree that him being so considerate was kind of, it wasn't jarring, but it was kind of surprising. But I think a lot of that is, I don't know if it was genuine, but I think a lot of it also is he's like, I have to tread lightly here. And he's I think there's a part of him that gets that he has to tread lightly with what he says to Angela because of his lying and also because of the whole situation. And I'm guessing, we don't know, but I'm guessing they've probably had conversations in the past about Iris maybe. So maybe Dexter knows like some history there as well and knows how hard this is for her. So, I think it made sense, Plus, to be totally gross, I mean.
Oh boy.
He seems to be the submissive in this relationship.
Yes, mistress.
Yes, so he's probably used to having to do that. So he was probably just playing the role as well,
But see,
Sorry, I had to add
No,
that
no,
in
no.
there, but no.
But here's my thought on this is that Harry's parenting influenced a lot of how he saw himself
Yeah.
and how he saw himself in relation to the people around him. So while there's no doubt that he does have that part of his diagnosis includes, the inability to empathize and to form loving bonds and all of that. But I think that may have been exacerbated by Henry's. Oh my God, I'm
Harry.
having
Harry.
a psych Dexter moment, because that one is the Henry and this one's the Harry, and I'm like, wait a second, I'm getting my wires crossed. But this one's the Harry one. Got it.
That would be a weird crossover.
That would be such a cool crossover. Sean and Gus just like, stumbling
much
on
like it.
Dexter's kills, and because all the fun and come on, son. It would be fantastic. That's a crossover that I would absolutely kill for. Not literally. Don't come after me.
But boom.
But yeah, like I really think that Harry's influence was also just so negative on um his the way that he saw himself, that I think he leaned very hard into those traits. So yeah,
That's a good no, yeah, I mean, and also I think maybe possibly having Deb in his head now changes him a little bit. I think maybe having Harrison around changes him a little bit too. So because even though he was probably faking it, because let's face it, he's a serial killer and he doesn't have emotions like we have emotions. It seemed genuine to me at points. It just honestly did. It was kind of like it seemed like he was trying to be humble, and he was like, it was a lot different than the last episode. So he was not pushing in the wrong or saying the wrong stuff. He was actually being kind of considerate and thoughtful, and he was being a good friend, really. I mean, in a lot of respects. So I think the aliens are here for Carla or something, because she's like,
suffice it to say that we're having pest control issues, and I'm very freaked out.
Oh no.
Oh, is there something flying above your head?
No, there's something in the attic though.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, there's something in the attic. Have you watched Yellow Jackets?
Oh my God. Oh my God, Erin. No, I haven't, but now I never will, because now I will be further
Best show
concerned.
on television right now. Seriously.
Like, I have this huge lineup of shows, and that is one of them. But I think that now maybe I'll just wait until after the pest control people come and do
There
their
you go.
thing.
There you go. There you go. Yes.
That was
Put
Or
that in the
it's
back
Dexter.
burner.
Maybe it's Dexter. Maybe it's Dexter. He's
Oh
setting up
my
a kill
God.
room up there.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
Laying
I'll
out the
tell him-
plastic.
I'll tell him to come to your house, and
Oh.
don't bother bringing any restraints, because Erin's got enough of them.
Mm-hmm.
We know what's on her wish list.
Yep.
We know.
That
Oh.
naughty Amazon wish list.
It's true. Yes. I don't want Dexter to like murder me. Okay, let's get that straight. But
Yeah.
I could use a
Not
good
in that
something.
way.
I could use a good something.
She gets good spanking. Anyway.
But no, I like having that back, and I'm hoping that stays somehow. I don't know how it can, but I'm hoping it does. I mean, we only have 3 more episodes left. That just blows my mind, because I'm like, how are they going to wrap this all up in 3 episodes? I mean, we'll get to the end at the end of this podcast, or this isn't a podcast. This is a live stream. whatever the hell this is. We'll get to it at the end. This is Erin gone off the deep end, and I apologize. Anyway, I really wish I had picked up some donuts. Speaking of that, it was was a real tweet. That was it was a real treat to get a tweet response from the official Showtime Dexter account. That was pretty awesome.
That's
I was
very
like,
awesome.
yay. So shout out to that tweet.
Yes, shout out to that tweet.
It's one of those geek out things, not as big as other geek outs have been, but that was a
Oh,
pretty
my
much. I was like,
Lord.
whoa, this is the official account. That's pretty
I
awesome.
got a blue check mark.
Anyway, but what I want to talk about then is Kurt, because Angela suspects Kurt, which I'm like, yes, thank you. I think she still suspects Kurt. At least she better still suspect Kurt. So let's talk about Kurt and just Kurt in general, Carla. Sorry. Do we need a moment? The way I know I'm not doing a very good job of hosting. I apologize, everybody.
This is what happens
I
when
could
your
start
host is
singing.
drinking at 3 p.m.
No, I'm sorry. I'm like, Aaron, don't do
No,
this.
it's fine. It's
You're gonna
hilarious.
regret it.
Yeah.
I love it and I love you and it's great. Okay, so Kurt, I just kind of want to, drive him over a cliff off of something very, very high. Yeah, those are my feelings on Kurt. I mean, he's not only is he just a jerk, he's also a manipulative as hell. He's condescending, and he's kind of like playing with his food, so to speak, where he feels so superior to Dexter and to Angela and to everybody that he feels very confident in his ability to gaslight, to think that he's ahead of the game, all of these things. And I do not like the way that he spoke to Angela. The way that he was, like sweetheart or whatever.
Yeah.
And when he told Logan, Logan didn't apologize, but Curtis like, it's okay. The one I expect an apology from is your boss. Logan didn't apologize in the first place, so I don't even know what you're talking about. Yes, thank you. Like Logan, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know that I trust him either. But this time I was like, okay, I'm there. Although, may I say that because of the way that Logan, he was very firm and professional. What?
Aaron started like, yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Sorry.
I haven't even said the good part
I was
yet.
distracted.
Okay, so
Sorry.
are you distracted by Logan? Is this what's going on here?
Yep.
I haven't even talked about Teddy, so I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Was Teddy even in this episode?
Yeah, he was running to the car to go save the sheep.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry.
So that's all
Go ahead.
So doing.
So your Logan Day. I don't know what should be your Logan Day. I don't know what that means. Your Loganness. Your Logan
yes.
Day, your Loganness, your Logan phrases, your Logan story. Go ahead.
All the Logan. Okay, so before she starts conjugating Logan in Italian, which how do you conjugate a noun anyway? But I'm sure Aaron could find a way. So like Logan, he was still very professional and very, sharp and everything like that. But at the same time, I don't know that he necessarily believes in what Angela is doing. Like he believes it enough. Like, whatever, he's doing his job.
Yeah.
But it just always feels a little bit like he's not 100% in her corner. But enough about Logan for now. But yeah, Kurt sucks, and I just can't wait for him to be killed off.
Oh my God. Whew.
Yeah. Kurt's
In
the
a
fucking
bloody
worst.
way.
Oh yeah.
Very
painful.
bloody, stabby way.
That'd be nice.
With
Yeah,
pictures everywhere.
It's like last time I was like, I'm kind of curious and a little interested in like what happened to Kurt and why the ritual and all this and that. And I don't really know what I was expecting, but I should have fucking expected parent issues and oh, in a shitty childhood. Blah. And so that was like really just disappointing because like I should have known better instead of than thinking like I was gonna get some crazy, cool, interesting kind of background. It's like, what the fuck else are they gonna do? It's only 10 episodes. We're on episode 7 where we're getting any kind of backstory. It's gonna be pretty basic. Serial killer, cookie cutter 101 type shit. So I was like, ugh, whatever. You had a shitty childhood. Your dad was a piece of shit. Fucking join the club. I don't know what to tell you. Boo fucking who. You know, and then he's the one that actually, he was the one that like killed Iris, which, yeah, like, we saw that. But then that gave a little bit more into the whole like hunting style. But for whatever reason, he decided that he had to shoot her. From that moment on, he was like, I love this feeling and I'm going to try and work my way to recreate it on an empty, you know, out in like the empty woods, all secluded and everything, and build myself a nice little red flag dungeon hotel room shit. Like, really? I don't know. I whatever, is what it is. It's Kurt. It's not worth that much time and effort. He is a piece of shit. He's very condescending. He's been getting away with this shit for 25 years now. Iris was the first, and who knows how long he waited until he started doing it again. So and he's a serial killer, and that's what they do. They like to play, like Carla said, play with their food, play that kind of cat and mouse game with the people around them and shit. And that just bolsters their ego, just fuels them and keeps them going. So I don't know. It's Kurt. He's pretty basic. He's a pretty basic serial killer. He's not that interesting. Whatever. No one fucking cares.
I love that. I love your entire assessment of Kurt.
It's true.
Kurt, and then who cares?
And then Logan. I go back and forth on that dude like every single episode. And this episode, I was like, all right, Logan, you're all right. I'm not weirded out by you, but there's something, right? There's just a little something that doesn't sit right. That seems a little off. I don't know, but I was happy with Logan this episode. I felt like he maybe was just kind of upset overall that the DNA did match. So this dude that he's looked up to now is, kind of is a piece of shit. He's starting to see that a bit more. So with the way he addressed him and stayed very professional and like cold towards him, I was like, good for you, Logan. Don't crack. So yeah. And then good old Teddy just off to save the sheep. That's all Teddy can do.
Teddy's so useless. Like, if he ends up being the linchpin in like this whole thing, I'm going to just laugh my head off.
Oh my god.
He's like the mastermind or something.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Kurt is a useless piece of garbage, and I hate him, and I want Dexter to kill him and kill him good. I mean, kill him really good. I'm
Real
serious.
good. Mhm.
Kill him good. Doom, doo, doom, doom, doom. Kill him real good. Sorry. Yo, it's Dexter here and ready to kill this evil guy, Kurt. Ready to put him on my slab and stab him all to death. Come on, guys, let's go to the bar after this and pretend I'm not a serial killer, but I'm gonna kill him good. Kill him real good. Anyway, please go on, Aaron.
Oh my god.
That was great.
Okay. Yes. And Michael C. Hall should cover that with his band, The Princess Goes to the Butterfly Museum. They should do
I want
Call
their
us.
version of that.
Yeah. Call us Blue. No, you know what, Carla? Blue
Blue
eggs should
eggs!
open for them.
Yes! And it's also like the perfect pairing of names.
It is. See? Oh my
Just
gosh.
a bunch of words and nonsense. It's a perfect fit.
Yep, I'm sending this episode to Michael C. Hall's people. Don't do that, Aaron.
Completely unedited. All the horny stuff
Yeah.
left in.
I get a knock on the door. Oh.
Oh, baby's for cease and desist.
Yeah. Restraining order. And
What did you
Baby's
say?
first cease and desist.
Oh, I thought you said baby's first season. Who is this?
You don't know about the sequel, the spin-off to this? Oh, Aaron, I think you're on top of these things.
No, maybe there'll be a different knock. I'm gonna cry.
You look so hurt. Don't cry, Aaron.
oh my god.
I'm really not that kind of person. Unless you want me to be.
Ooh.
You know,
Challenge extended.
okay, so Kurt. I want him to die so badly. I have never wanted Dexter to murder someone more than maybe the Trinity Killer is the only other person I've wanted him to murder more. And he's just so gross and icky, and he's just got that whole little fucking white man can get away with any fucking crap he fucking wants to get away with, and he does. It's and you know what I was wondering though is it didn't the way the flashback was to Iris's murder. I was wondering if that was the first time he'd done that because it seemed too like
Yeah.
rehearsed. It didn't seem like an impulse in the least bit.
No, it didn't.
To me, an impulse would have been like he would have not done it so with the mark. It would have been like an axe, like he would have shot her in a bad way.
Messier, more
Yeah, and
shots.
it didn't. And I mean, granted, the way he got rid of her body was messier than probably he's done since then. So he was still new at this, you know. And like I said last week, his body was definitely different, so he could probably fit in that cave a lot differently than before.
Younger, 25 years ago, makes it.
Yeah, and the body was slimmer and all that stuff. So I think he could have done that a lot easier. But it just to me didn't seem like it was the first time. So I don't know if maybe that was just a manipulation of how he was telling it in his head and remembering it, or if he had practiced this before, because it seemed weird. It didn't seem like, I don't know, like spontaneous at all. Picking her up seemed spontaneous, but I think if it had been spontaneous, I would have expected him more to like, I don't know, not shoot her so point blank like that, and maybe just in the leg.
More fumbly.
Yeah, well,
or
and he
panicky.
He's going to kill her. That was what was weird, was the way he was talking didn't seem like his intent was to kill her. So that's what I mean, like trying to just take her down without killing her. But
right, because it seemed like he was trying to save her, to protect her from people like his dad.
Yeah,
because he's, you know, like the parallels are that he's telling the story about his dad and how he would pick up these women and beat the hell out of them. And then as he's talking to Iris, he says, you know, I know what can happen to young girls like you, and I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why he's trying to get her off the road. So, you know, maybe he's not the most reliable narrator.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if this is, you know, true to what he did, it did look to me like a first time, because I mean, you know, somebody like this probably was raised hunting and all of that crap. So it wouldn't surprise me that he was a good steady shot, especially if the show is trying to make these parallels about trauma and fatherhood and, you know, born in blood and all of that. Then it would kind of make sense that he's not so attached to the idea of keeping somebody alive, and also the fact that he doesn't take kindly to women asserting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have the example of Chloe and how absolutely enraged he was when she took matters into her own hands. The way that he treats Angela at every chance that he gets. And Iris was speaking up for herself, defending herself. She bit him and she ran off. Um, so in that sense, it did seem like an impulse, and the fact that he was so cold about it, it might speak more to um, him having a similar diagnosis to Dexter as opposed to him being experienced.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. No,
Mhm.
that's yeah. Yeah, and I think, I mean, I think another thing that ticks him off is, and ticked him off with Chloe, was Chloe using her sexuality too. And
Mhm.
for him, it's not about that, because to him, that's what his dad was about, because his dad obviously, trigger warning for that. There was, like, I don't know if people saw that tweet that I tweet. There was like a warning, a trigger warning, that there was going to be off screen assault in this episode. But anyway, I think because his dad did that, I think, he doesn't want to put that part in there. In his weird mind, he thinks he's saving people, and that's probably why he takes in so many, all the town and all the men in the town too, because he like sees himself as like this hero, and like he's saving all these people, and then he also kills them at the same time. So it's like this, it's part of his ritual, I think, is the saving part and then the killing. And it probably does harken back to this,
And
to
it's probably
Iris.
and it's probably his one way, the helping people is the one way that he's able to say he's different from his dad.
Yeah.
His
Mhm.
dad
Right.
picked up these women with the intention of hurting them. His initial intention is to help them and then murder them,
Right.
but then help another one
And
and
he
then
and he
murder
And
doesn't
them.
then
have the
murder that
sex
one.
part, and he
Yeah,
doesn't involve any sexual stuff in it. And so
that's
I
right.
think that's
But
another way
this
that he tries to elevate himself above his
Yes.
dad.
right, but you know, like going back to what I was saying before about thinking that he's smarter and better than everybody else. Like in this way, he's also smarter and better than his dad. So
Yeah.
that tracks.
Yeah. That too. Yeah. Definitely. Yep. And then I want to ask, so when Dexter went snooping around his office without a glove on and without a single oh my gosh, Dexter, I love you, but
Fucker. I was
why?
screaming.
Why do you do this, Dexter? You are so smart. Anyway,
This is like with Supernatural when they would just like go into these grisly like death scenes and just touch everything. Like,
I
oh,
know.
hey Sam, look at this gun that's just sitting here. Hey Dean, I'm gonna go ahead and touch it now. Okay, just make sure you're not wearing gloves. Ha ha! We never bring
Make
gloves. And then they
sure
laugh
I'm not
together.
wearing gloves. Yes, it was
Oh,
exact. I
you.
mean, yes. Oh, you.
And that's the
That's
Winchester
Dexter.
way.
Yeah. And that's Dexter.
Yep.
Dexter finishes looking through the office and he looks at the camera.
Whoops, forgot my gloves.
Whoops.
Aw.
People buzzed in and he's like, uh-oh.
My bad.
I'm in trouble now. I found myself in a real pickle. Oh, that's our Dexter. But when he's rifling through it, he finds that check or that money. So who do you think? And now I can't remember the name. I meant to write it down, but I didn't. So who do you think that is? Do you think it's part of the weird thing we've designed where all these men are?
Yes.
I knew
Yes,
it. I
because
knew.
we've talked about this before, how, for him the thrill is in the kidnapping, in the holding the women and then setting them up to run and then shooting them as they're running. That for him is like that's his thing.
Mhm.
But then the dismemberment of the bodies, the disposal of it, that's where I think like this other whole ring comes in, where he's selling these people's bodies or body parts Um, and to me, like that check is kind of proof of that. Like I don't think that they're paying him for like a lot of gas that they forgot to, they were running up a tab and we're like, oops, I guess I should send him some money for my $5,000 diesel um tab. Sorry, Kurt. Just put it on the tab. Okay, Roy. No, look, I think that there is some illicit like black market stuff going on with these women's bodies. Yeah, no, like it's awful and disgusting, but this is exactly what we've been talking about,
Yeah.
that there's some kind of connection with him and other men, because he seems to regard men well, and women to him are just things, and they're disposable, and they're not worth treating as anybody who is a human person, whatever. But you know, we haven't seen Azazel in a while, the yellow-eyed demon guy.
Oh yeah.
I'm like Azazel. Oh yeah, yellow-eyed demon dude. We haven't in like 4 episodes it seems
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back as part of this ring.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't know. But then also this trucker guy being in his pocket enough to pass off this metal thing that was in Matt's body to Harrison to give to Dexter, and then kidnapping, Dexter napping, at the end of the episode. And to me, like his influence goes beyond what we see in the town. Like there's something more sinister to it, and also beyond the murderers. Like I think it has to do. Yeah, I've already said it. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jen, do
I'm
you
just
agree
like
with all
talking in
that?
circles now. I'm like, this is my new way to stop myself from talking in circles. Okay.
I'm just like, it all makes sense to me. Let's keep going. So
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think there's definitely something else going on. And I think Kurt is definitely in the center of all of that. I mean, he owns those trucks. It's his fucking name on the trucks. So of course he's got a reach. He's probably, who knows how many truckers he has working for him and how many of them, because he's helped out. So they're willing to help him out and do him these favors. So yeah, I still just want to know what the fuck is going on with the bodies, just to know at this point. I know it's going to be something icky and I'm not going to like it, but just tell me. I'm ready. I want to know. And yeah, so I think, because Dexter's like, well, he's one step ahead. And when you think you're a step ahead of Kurt, he's actually still a step ahead of you. And it's like, bro, you came to that conclusion all on your own, and then your ass got kidnapped. Dexter napped. So it's like, it's clear that, yeah.
Thank you for
Dexter's
respecting
right.
that.
You're welcome. So he does. He's got deep pockets. He's got a far reach. He's got trucks and truckers at his whim and disposal. So who knows where these bodies could be going to? Yeah, he's an icky dude. Dexter needs to just get undexter napped and go and just take care of Kurt, and let's see. Let's have Kurt die maybe probably episode 9. I doubt he'll die in 8 because we've got to spend most of the episode of Dexter trying to get away from the Dexter nappers. So Kurt will die in episode 9, and then Dexter and Harrison will figure out their shit in the finale.
I have a much different theory.
Ooh.
Can I tell you now?
Go ahead.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they wrap up this whole Kurt thing early in episode 9, but then we discover that because the network is so vast and so depraved, like there are more people coming after Dexter. And just as Dexter's like, oh, relief, I finally got rid of Kurt, like somebody else comes along to finish Kurt's unfinished business.
And there's our second season, Sons of Bitches. Now Dexter and Harrison have to go around and take down this network of Kurt cronies. Ugh. I don't like that one,
Harrison,
Carla.
more like Murderson.
Murdersons. Yep. The Murdersons. The Murdersons.
And they
Those
look
were snapping real good on in sync in there. Good job.
That's the Morgans.
God.
We need to write all the spinoffs, clearly.
Yeah.
We need to like copyright them so that Showtime can buy them off of us. We're like, giving out gold
I
nuggets
know.
here.
I know. And Showtime obviously pays attention to me. So,
So get out,
Clearly.
Aaron.
There are Showtime execs right now, like just passively watching this, going like,
Yes.
yes, Aaron, tell us more.
That's probably true. Yeah. If you are watching, will you please get Michael C. Hall on my show? Thank you.
I thought you were going to say
send her
over to
some
your
donuts
house.
instead of
Oh,
a
yeah,
gif
that's-
about
What?
pastries. And
Oh,
send
yes.
her some donuts instead of just a gif about pastries.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, come on. You can afford it.
look, Showtime. Look at your ratings. I'm sure you have donut money.
Oh, they got
Yeah.
all the donut money.
Oh, I got it. I know. Okay, so they send Michael C. Hall over to deliver donuts to me.
Of
Love it.
course.
Love it.
Of course.
That's going to be amazing when that happens tomorrow. Or tonight.
Oh,
I just heard the doorbell ring.
Gotta go.
Sorry.
Ditches us.
Well, come on. I mean, can you blame
I
me?
get it. I'm not.
Oh, except the
it.
cameras I'll probably forget the door. The camera.
That'll be Fergie's time to shine.
Yeah. Fergie jumps up on the chair. Hey guys. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I know you're married, Michael C. Hall. Forgive me.
She doesn't mean it, Michael C. Hall. She doesn't mean it
Unless
in
you have an
real
open
life.
relationship.
Okay, so she totally means it, Michael C. Hall, but
lot of
only
it.
if you're willing. This is all about consent and boundaries. She will respect them.
I will. I promise.
See? She's good people. She'll even keep it in her pants during the interview.
Most of it.
Not
Most
her
of the
hand.
interview. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, my hands are right here. Don't worry.
From now on, you have to podcast with your hands.
Yes, that's what she'll do in the interview. She's like, okay, so Michael C. Hall, would you please tell me more about your work on 6 Feet Under, and then also about Dexter?
He'll be like, why do you keep doing that? Just ignore it. It's okay.
I just really
Everything's
like doing
good.
jazz hands.
Just hands. Come on, you've done a lot of theater. Come on, you understand.
Yeah. Just jazz hands the whole time.
Like, I am never coming on your show.
What was it like to work with Jennifer Carpenter again?
Start voguing.
Oh my god. Totally different way to interview people.
Just really emphasize all of the
Yeah.
points.
I talk with my hands anyway, so and I'd be like, look, I'm double jointed in case that means anything to you.
We're getting away from what we're trying to establish, Erin.
Anyway,
What?
start being serious, everybody.
Yes, mistress.
Thank Thank you. That's the way all my podcasts need to go from now on.
Whoa.
When I have people sign their guest releases, I'll put that in there. You have to call me. You have to say yes, mistress, when you're on the
If you agree, please write yes, mistress at the bottom
yeah.
in lieu of a signature.
In lieu of a signature.
If you agree, check the box. Yes, mistress, or no, mistress.
I'm picturing all my dream guests doing this.
Why, yes, mistress. Anywho, hi, how's it going?
Is tangent like on the bingo card?
Not on this one, I don't think it is. I don't remember.
Like, come on.
When I first put, oh yeah, we are still live, I remember. But when I first put the link in the comments, it was actually to the YouTube stream. Like, that's not the bingo card. Oh wow. I was like, here's the bingo card. Nope, that's not the bingo card. And then I know, no, there actually is not. Oh, there's random fandom mention. There's father issues.
Yes.
We did have that on there.
Yes.
I should have edited this a while ago.
You?
Yeah. So, okay. So we were talking about the check. I just ditto what everybody said. I don't really have much to add. Ding dong. Just kidding.
You gotta work in a sound effect. So.
I know. Well, actually, I have like a soundboard that I got, but I tried to get it on here and I couldn't pull up the software to download it. It was so flipping weird. Anyway.
Talk to Jesse.
Oh, I thought you were going to.
Oh my God. No, I was not going to a porny place with this. I was just saying talk to Jesse because he's very familiar with
I thought you were going to say something about talking to somebody else. Never mind.
I don't want to know more about this.
Anyway.
I'm okay not knowing.
If anyone comes and listens to this later, I apologize.
I don't.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Except for nobody else apologizes. I don't apologize, dang it. Anyway. Wait, here. I just want to this work.
That's Michael and some donuts.
Yep.
And he brought some friends. No, okay, anyway.
Never mind.
Okay, I am getting back to this now. Okay. Carla's just like, see, I am double jointed though, see?
Ew.
No, it's awesome. It's not you.
Oh, that's what I used to. Whatever. Okay, so now we're getting into contortionism. Erin.
If this interests you, just
oh my God.
I'm surprised. Never mind. Okay. Well, we're past the check.
Yes, someone send the check. Jesus Christ.
I do want to point out that I loved watching Dexter needle Kurt and smirk at Kurt when Kurt got arrested. I go, oh my gosh, I loved that so dang much. I just wanted to say that. That's all. We don't have to talk about it.
I just like that he ate the cake though. I would not have eaten
really?
that. I did. That bothered me the whole time.
Yes, me too.
And then it's like, okay, so he's going to take a small bite in front of Kurt's. You know, you got two serial killers just kind of fucking with each other.
Yeah,
you know,
but
they
I don't
both
think
know
Kurt
something
would like
about
poison him right there.
Well,
he was with a
Probably
poisoner.
not.
He dated a poisoner. Like, why wasn't he being more careful?
Yeah.
Come on.
So that was my only thing during that. I mean, I enjoyed, them kind of like fucking with each other and everything, but oh, Jesus. Scared the hell out of me.
Oh, whoa. Now Adele's playing. That was really weird. Sorry.
phone is haunted. Oh.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know. That scared the crap out of me.
Sorry.
Oh no, that's all right. That's all I wanted to say was just that bothered me, him eating the cake. That's all. That just goes maybe to show like how cocky serial killers are, where that's not even a thought in his mind. I'm gonna safely eat this piece of cake and smugly enjoy watching him get arrested. And the whole time I'm like, don't do it. Don't eat it. What are you? And then just a big old bite, and I'm like, it don't even look delicious. I'm just irritated.
Wow. I like
lots
it.
of big feelings about a small piece of cake.
I know. So you know,
Mhm. Tell me more about that.
Mm-hmm.
You know that
there.
other character that's on the show, Harrison.
Oh, that dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that kid.
So let's talk about Harrison. So Carla.
Oh, okay. So
I thought that was like
just
actually
back
it.
to
It
me.
was like,
Okay. I was waiting for more, but I can work with this. I can work with anything. Okay, so Harrison, like this poor kid is trying so hard to not give into his impulses, and he's failing so desperately because he has absolutely no well, I mean, he's had no real guidance. He's had no he's had basically nothing for so long. You know, with Hannah dying, yeah, she's a murderer and everything, but I apparently she didn't turn him into a killer in the time that she had him. So kudos for that to her. Bare minimum parenting, but that's like all the experience he's had with any parenting is bare minimum or worse, because he's alluded to um, abuse and mistreatment in the foster care system, and it's bad enough that he picked up on his own, tracked down his father, and just just decided I'm gonna go up there and see him myself. So that he's already been through so much, and now in like smaller things, he sleeps with Audrey and she basically blows him off, and which I hate Audrey so much.
Me too.
But
I fucking hate that
yeah.
bitch. Sorry.
wow, that's a
Whoa.
lot of anger. I mean, yeah, I don't like her, but good God.
But
Sorry.
damn.
Sorry. Sorry.
Whoa. But yeah, like what the hell was that about? You sleep with him, and then you bring up this worrisome thing where he breaks somebody's arm after he has already told you and confessed to you that he's very scared because he wants to hurt people. Like, he doesn't say I'm scared because I want to hurt people. He says I want to hurt people. But he's also saying this in kind of like a sharing this as if by speaking about it, it might help, it might trigger somebody to help him out of it.
Mhm.
And she's just like, hey, yeah, so I know we slept together and everything, but please don't come back around because my mom didn't like it when you woke up in my house. And also you broke this guy's arm, and I'm not feeling super comfy with it after I slept with you. And um and just now not really caring about this deep thing that you told me.
Yep. She's like,
So she's
peace
trash.
out.
Yeah. So she's trash. And he's dealing with a father who is not a good father, who has no idea what he's doing. Trying to make a connection with Kurt, who was just arrested in front of his own eyes, which is also a loss to him, of another parental figure. Telling his father finally about listening to Molly's podcast, what that set off in him, how he's feeling about that, and not knowing what to do with all of these feelings. So it's a really sad situation that Harrison is in, and I feel like he's doing his best with the tools that he has, which are basically nothing. everything that he has in his arsenal comes from him and his grit and determination. And it's nothing that Dexter has brought to the table, because Dexter has just been so busy pursuing his own agenda of what Harrison might be, should be, and all of this, that he hasn't sat down to just really listen to him and talk to him and find out from him directly, son, what's going on? What's going through your mind? Like, talk to me about anything. It's just like, I know who you are, and I'm going to direct your life for you. Which, by the way, is Harry's legacy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Made
did
me sad.
feel for Harrison in this episode. Yeah, he's gone through some shit, and yeah, Audrey's just whatever. I don't like her. Cause yeah, all she cared about was Harrison's like the fresh meat in the small town. So she was eyeballing him. She's like, I'm gonna notch him on my bedpost. Yay. And be done. And so, because yeah, when he went to her, he tried to open up, tried to look for help, like literally like a cry for fucking help. And she's like, oh yeah, I had it real bad too, but I also have it pretty good. Let's fuck. And okay,
like a dead-on impression of Audrey, by the way. It's just, wow, you could be an Audrey impersonator.
Yeah, so she's whatever. She bugs me, but yeah, he's just trying to find something, and Dexter just being classic. He's always been a shitty dad to Dexter. His intention is to always keep him safe, and by not being there and being an absentee father, where it's like you could still keep him safe and like stay at home, maybe not kill as much, or be so like focused on the Caldwells and shit like that, and throwing people off your scent, or just getting a wild hair up your ass and hunting down like fucking 20-year-old drug dealers and shit, and doing a half-ass sloppy fucking job on that.
He could have also started by not, riding off into a hurricane with his sister's dead body. Like, that would have, I think, would have been a good start in his parenting journey.
I mean, just maybe, but, and I guess I was a little surprised that Harrison hadn't completely remembered about what happened to Rita and everything until he listened to Molly's podcast. I guess I just kind of assumed that he knew he's killing squirrels. So I was like, he knows he's all fucked up. So
he's not killed any wildlife. Dang it, Jen, stop with the slander.
So I always assumed like he just knew what happened, but he was like, oh, I always had bad dreams and didn't know until I listened to the podcast, and then that unleashed all those memories. Like, oh, that's fucking rough. So when Dexter was finally like, oh, I gotta tell Harrison everything, it's like, thank God. And now he's been Dexter napped, and that's just like, ugh. At least half an episode of that bullshit. So I'm a little worried for Harrison in the coming episodes, because from the previews with the Kurt's voiceover and the scenes of him hanging out with Kurt, now it seems like Kurt is going to like, basically he's going to try and like use Harrison to get back at Dexter, whether it's forming some sort of bond or actually killing Harrison. Eye for an eye kind of thing. You killed my son, now I'm going to kill your son. So I kind of see where maybe that could go, where I might be kind of okay with, but I don't know. At this point, when it comes to like theories, I'm almost done trying to guess, because I don't want to accidentally ruin anything. I mean, the fun, kind of silly, goofy shit, like that's fine, but I don't want to. I want to see if there's any more surprises left in these last few episodes. I've been very, very impressed with this season so far. I've enjoyed it a lot, and they've done a very good job kind of laying the pieces, amping shit up, and getting me to care about characters that I did not give a two fucking shits about when the series was announced and the cast wasn't out. So good for them.
I disagree. I'm going to throw out every single theory that I have because I like to be proven right.
Wait, though. I want to go back for a second. So you think Kurt is going to kill Harrison?
I think that's a possibility. I think
No!
that's on the table. I think he's going to try. I think he's going to try to kill Harrison. I think Dexter will somehow stop it just in the nick of time. And however that ends up playing out, that I think Harrison's going to find out about Dexter in a similar way that Deb found out about Dexter. Not necessarily like he stumbles upon it, but he's there and he kind of witnesses, and maybe not, he witnesses maybe Dexter killing Kurt, and then after that, maybe kind of then the truth starts to come out from Dexter to Harrison. So I don't think Kurt will be successful in killing Dexter, or in Harrison, but I think there will be an attempt, and that's how the truth shall be revealed.
I see what you're saying. So like Dexter kills Kurt, and could even be that Dexter kills Kurt trying to save Harrison. I almost said trying to save Morgan. Like
which one?
There's only one left.
Yeah, I mean, I'm, as everyone knows, I'm on such a whirlwind with this character. This character is like so up and down for me. And it's so funny because I actually really love what they're doing with this character. With episode 4 was hard for me, but every other episode since, I love what they are doing with this character. And I think I'm going to defend Dexter a little bit here because I actually think Dexter was a lot better in this episode than he has been. I mean, I think he's trying. I really think he's trying. I think he's very scared for his son. The scene when Harrison and him, they're talking and Harrison's like talking about remembering, and then Harrison's like, that's why you left, because of me. You left because of me, because you knew it was in me. And you can see the heartbreak on Dexter's face, honestly. And when Harrison leaves and how scared Dexter is. And I think Dexter's trying. He just doesn't know what to do because he doesn't want to encourage his son to be like him. But he also is like, he feels for his son because he's like, I was like that too when I was a youth. Except for I killed animals, and I know you don't kill animals, Harrison. So bravo.
No, but here's the thing though, that all the time Dexter has been tangentially interested in Harrison. He's been so busy pursuing his own agenda that Harrison has just been kind of like an accessory. And it's not until Harrison lays it all out for him and says, look, I've had all these nightmares that I thought were nightmares, but it turns out are memories. And I want to hurt people, and I don't know what to do, and I'm freaking out. And this is the first time that Dexter really listens to him. Any other time, he has not been there for him. He has not been listening to him. And this is somebody who showed up out of the blue 10 years after he ditched him. And you would think that he would have been, trying his hardest to do more for him. And all he's done is kind of use his son as a way of getting closer to an objective, or as a way of proving his theory that his son is or isn't also born in blood and also a murderer. And look at this. We're in episode 7, at the end of episode 7, and it's the first time Dexter has listened to this child.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I think he's finally sort of starting to do something. And I think it's because he honestly was living in this dream world where he thought like his son didn't remember anything and his son really wasn't affected by this, even though there was a part of him that thought that, even way back to when Rita was murdered. And he even at that time said, my son is born in blood just like me. Mm-hmm. So I think even though he's thought that, I think he's pushed it so far away. And yeah, I mean, he doesn't know how to be in touch with humanity and with emotions. And I think all of a sudden he's starting to feel emotions. And when Dexter is confronted with feeling emotions, he usually runs, or he tries to kill somebody, or he he like goes into detective mode, really is what it is. Like, I think that's really what Dexter should have been, was like a detective, which I know sounds weird, but I think that's what he should have been. And so I think he kind of, whenever he's confronted with having to feel an emotion, and he's starting to feel a real emotion that's not just pure bloodlust, then I think he's doesn't know how to handle that. And the only reason I'm saying I'm defending him a little bit is that I think he's starting to not do it the way he's been doing it. He's finally starting to do that. And I'm not saying like he's been a good father, or he's handling everything good, or like, yay, they should sit down and bond. But I do think this was the first start of something that maybe if they could actually sit down with the therapist and start from this point and talk about it, and really, really talk about it, and Dexter not be like, hey, I cooked you a meal, or hey, I'm stoking the fire, or hey, let's go, look at Christmas lights. I mean, that's the kind of thinking that Dexter has, is it's like, we can just solve this with just distraction. And if he would actually sit there and, like, he's starting to, and really look at it and go, fuck, I really fucked this all up. And I think that's what Dexter is sort of starting to see. And what I'm hoping happens, this is what I'm hoping, Dexter getting kidnapped and all this stuff, and with everything that's going on with Harrison, is
Excuse me, it's Dexter napped.
Oh, sorry. Dexter napped. With Dexter getting Dexter napped, and then Harrison and stuff, I'm hoping it collide, that I would love for them to just sit down. I know we only have 3 episodes, but I would love it if at least half an episode could be just Harrison and Dexter. No one else, not even Deb, just Harrison and Dexter sitting down, talking, like really talking, even if it means Dexter confesses to who Dexter is. Even if that happens, I'm fine with that too. I just want them to sit down and actually talk. And that's what I want. And I know that's not what this show might be about all the time, but I actually think they could do that really well. If they just did half an episode, they just sit there, they sit by the fire, they, something, and they actually have a real talk. Like, I think one of the best episodes this show has ever had, honestly, is the very first episode of season 7, when it was basically the whole episode was just Dexter and Deb talking about who Dexter is. And that was the most real and honest episode the show has ever had. And so if they could do that with Harrison, I think they could do it with Harrison, and it would be just as good. And that's what I'm hoping happens more than anything else, other than Kurt being murdered, is I want them to sit. Whoa. I want them to sit down and talk, and really talk. And, it's weird because I want Dexter to die. I do want Dexter to die. The majority of fans, by the way, that are out there that are vocal on Twitter, do not want Dexter to die.
They're wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not
cannot
saying
understand that.
I
don't get that.
I don't know. I mean,
No.
but so I'm not sure how that would happen, except for Dexter sacrificing himself for Harrison. The way this show is going right now, I don't see any other way for Dexter to die except for to sacrifice himself for Harrison.
I think maybe his past will start to catch up to him. He'll have to have that honest moment with Harrison eventually. And, I guess, some folks would hate to see Harrison be the one to kill Dexter, but maybe he ends up having to be the one, or at least there, troubled, and maybe he's not okay with it, as angry as he is with him. He's not prepared to take it to that next level, but in a way to, like, still save Harrison and paint him as kind of that hero that Dexter always wanted to be. But also, like, no more Dexter. Bay Harbor Butcher is now officially dead. End of season.
What?
No.
What?
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna
What
happen
if
with the ratings.
he does die,
No.
but it's Batista? This way, it's not Harrison, and we get a link back to the original series, and it's the person that
So
Dexter
heartbreaking.
has, the living person that Dexter has lied to the most.
Oh my God. I'll
Because
take
yes, he's
it.
lied to Angela, but he's lied to Batista a hell of a
Oh
lot more.
yeah. Oh, I'll take
What if
it.
Batista finds out about
Damn
the
it.
Huerta?
What?
Batista, if he finds out about the Huerta,
Oh,
the love of his life.
that's right. I'm struggling to remember details, but vaguely it's coming back to me.
Well, see,
Because
that's what I was
just
kind
like
of
this
thinking.
series, I don't
Parallel.
acknowledge the original run past Trinity. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think, well, like there's the parallel between when, if you had Harrison involved in it, or is you had that parallel of, when Deb is in that, what was that cargo whatever thing in 7, the end of season 7, and she has to choose between killing Dexter and LaGuerta, and she chooses LaGuerta, but Dexter in that moment says, it's fine, you can kill me, I'm fine with that, this is what I deserve. Actually, Dexter was like so ready to die. He's like, go ahead, kill me, it's not your fault, it's not your, you didn't do anything, you don't do anything wrong. And I don't know if it would be a parallel moment of that where there's a choice between two people and then Harrison actually chooses to kill Dexter, if Harrison's the one who's doing it. um so, and I will say, and I'm not gonna say whether or not they play into anybody's theories that have been on here, they might not. I have seen pictures of episodes coming up, so that's all I'm gonna say. Nothing with murder, but I've seen pictures, so
Are there more Trinity butts?
oh god.
Trinity butt. Dude, they shared a lot of Trinity butt in season 4. I remember John Lithgow butt, a lot of Lithgow butt in season 4. So it's like when he was standing there in this episode, I was just like, oh, like you just knew it. You knew there was, even though we didn't see it, I was like, oh, Lithgow butt.
The butt's there.
It's not the bathtub for
Creepy.
me, it's the Lithgow butt.
Yeah, that was yeah, I mean, we haven't talked about that, of course, that you got to see the Trinity killer a little bit, and a flashback to that. And still creepiest serial killer this show has ever had, hands down. Even
Yes.
in those 2 minutes of time, that was creepier than any other serial killer. John Lithgow is just superb
He's
in that role.
fantastic.
And
Oh,
I want to give a shout out to him with I don't know if anyone has watched any of those live things they've done of like replaying those old sitcoms, and they did Facts of Life and then they did Different Strokes recently.
no.
And he was in Different Strokes playing the rich white father guy. I can't remember the character's name. What's that character's name? And Snoop Dogg was in that one too, playing, like, he was really funny. And so was oh my gosh, who was it who was playing now I can't remember who else was in it, because it was really good. Actually, it was really, both of them were really good. The Facts of Life one was really funny too. But anyway, so John Lithgow was in that, and he was so good. And so I just want to give a shout out to that, because he's such a good actor. He's such an
great in
amazing actor.
everything.
He's such an amazing actor. I mean, just those couple of scenes, he was just so chillingly. I mean, he was just he was so terrifying. I think that was a thing with this show is I will defend the other seasons up to a point. Like season 8, I won't defend, but I'll defend the other ones. Because I think what happened was, not to get crass, but they shot their load with season 4. It was like,
yeah,
it was
really
like, how
did.
are they really going to be able to go top this? And so I think that was an issue, is that they were always trying to top that and they couldn't, and they knew they couldn't, and the fans felt that way.
Yeah.
So I think, honestly, I think people unfairly judged this show after season 4. I'm just going to say that, because I think I think it's because everybody wanted it to be better than season.
Who was the big bad in season 5? Was that the Colin Hanks season?
No, that's season 6.
Oh, okay.
No, season 5 was the self-help guy. The I love him so much, and we've mentioned him in here. Meg loves him too. Oh my gosh. And that was the one with with Julia Stiles
Yes,
Oh, that
yes.
one. Okay.
with the self-help guy and
Woman.
his whole
Yes,
Lumen and
that
his
one.
whole crew of people, and played by fuck me running Johnny Lee Miller, and
Mm.
yeah, this
Yeah.
and his whole crew of people, and the barrels, the barrel girls, all those
Yes.
barrels with all
No,
the
that was a
bodies.
decent season. Like the Colin Hanks one, like it was just like so obvious what was going on that it took a lot of the enjoyment out. And I feel like that's when it started just to really peter, because season 5 was still pretty good. It's just you can't compare anything
No.
to the Trinity Killer. The Trinity Killer was so perfect
Yeah. That
that
was just such an amazing twist ending that, like, yeah, no one saw coming. And it is really hard. Like, I mean, we continued to watch all the way to the end because we're waiting for like another moment similar to that. And it's not like we were like, oh, they'll never be able to top that. But it was like, can they top it? And there was, I confuse them and I get them all out of order, but they were fine. But yeah, 4 for me,
it's just such a standout.
yeah, I can't. It really should have just somehow ended after 4, um, considering, knowing how it
Well,
all ends up ending. But
hindsight.
yeah,
Well, no, I
but
mean, I totally understand. I'm glad it didn't end after season 4. I will say that, though. I'm going to say that, and I think that would have been a horrible place to end it, to be quite frank. Um, but I don't think it was as bad as everybody said it was, and I've never thought it was. It was when, I mean, there are things I didn't like Deb having feelings for Dexter. I didn't like that. There were other things I didn't like as well, but until season 8, I actually had a lot of high hopes for the show still. I still really loved the show a lot. Like I said, if it wasn't for that final season, this would be my
Mhm.
all-time favorite show. It just would.
And I think that's
And
a big part of it, is that final season, that's the last thing we tasted, that's the last thing we remember, and that shit taints everything kind of going back to season 4. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, season 5 and 6, they had were pretty solid in of themselves, or solid moments. They went the Deb thing. That's
Oh,
like one of the biggest fucking crimes against television ever. And definitely at that moment, I was like, I don't know what they're doing. And it really just sullied it. And so as I'm going back and I'm rewatching it and remembering why I loved it, and and watching the new season too, it's like, yes, there were things that were great and that I loved, and why I get excited to watch them. So they still obviously had it, whatever it was, but man, did they screw the pooch with that last season. And I think
it's
that
awful.
it was so bad, it just overshadowed anything good that came after Trinity. And
Yeah.
that's on them. They did that to
no.
us.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, this is still my second favorite show ever, though. I will say that it doesn't matter that happened for me. It still is, and I think it's because of the characters, honestly, and the actors. And I think I'm trying to think if there was a single really bad actor in this whole run of this whole show that I can think of, like, that was really like awful. And I don't think there has been. And I think that just kind of helps a lot. Um, and I think even though you could tell that probably Michael C. Hall himself didn't like a lot of the stuff they did with Dexter, I he still gave his all up until the very end. He never didn't. I mean, that man is amazing. He's just such a good actor.
Professional.
And
Yeah.
if he does
Yeah.
not get a fucking Emmy nomination for this fucking thing, I'm going to be so fucking pissed.
Throwing shit.
I don't think it's going to happen. I have this weird feeling it's not going to happen. I'm like, if that doesn't, because he's
Well,
not getting anything so far.
but
And
look at how much great acting is done in genre television.
I know, I'm just
And
saying.
no, I fully agree. I fully agree. But like it's so frustrating that so many great performances get overlooked just because, oh, it's that little murder show, or that little show about like vampires, or whatever the case may be. You know, people are so willing to just heap awards on shows that do the same thing over and over again ad nauseum, and all of these other shows that just because they're different in their material, they just disregard the excellent work.
Yep. Kind of reminds me of like America's Got Talent, because that's like the only like competition show like my husband and I would ever watch, because it was a little bit of everything, you know, especially the earlier episodes. You had your ventriloquists, your magicians, your singers, your dancers, your stunt people, digital effects, and whatever shit. But it got to the point where the only ones that ever like won were the singers and the dancers. Yep. And I'm like, we have those shows already. They should not be allowed to go that far.
Thank you. There. They shouldn't be allowed to what's the word? Concursar, to participate.
Yes. So that's when, as you were describing it, that's how I saw it and how it made sense in my brain. But yeah, they don't treat genre. They look down on it, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
highbrow bullshit, but
I mean, this show was nominated for a lot of Emmys, though, I will say, and it did win a lot. In
nominations, one thing, but you know,
I know. I'm just saying that it's not. I'm just saying that it's not a full woe is me thing for the show. I guess I should say that. I'm trying to say that just because I'm sure people will be like, "What are you talking about? The show's nominated for things." I mean, John Lithgow won like everything during that season, and so should like have Michael C. Hall.
Right, but like that's exactly it. It's like they'll occasionally recognize it to the point of nomination, but for an actual win, it would be a freaking miracle. But there was just no denying John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And he's not a regular. He was a guest star, and he fucking nailed it and everything too.
And he was like fresh off of Third Rock from the Sun, when he was also like on a hot streak.
So funny. He's so funny and so scary. So I love him.
He's all of that.
What?
He's all of that.
Mouth breathe. Sorry.
Wait. Am I being Fergie or am I being Dexter?
Guess that mouth breathing.
Yes, it's
a new segment on It's a Fandom Thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want there to be another season. I really don't want there to be another season.
I agree.
But I think there will be. And the reason I think there will be is, and I don't know if they were, and because everything was filmed before they even premiered this. So it's like, but I think there will be, because, you know, the ratings are through the roof. I mean, they're higher than they were the original run of the series. And more people have subscribed to Showtime strictly for this than, and I know a few other people that did too, than ever before. So the way Showtime is going to look at it is they're going to be like, we'd be stupid not to do another season. And honestly, business-wise, they would be stupid. I don't want it, but they would be stupid.
I think they should just be stupid. Just fucking be stupid for once. Someone please just do the stupid thing that's also the right thing, and then just go on and make something else for that streaming service. It's going to be the next hit, you know, like Yellow Jackets or whatever. Like,
which is amazing. Stop. Watch Yellow Jackets. It's the best fucking show on television
it's
right
on
now.
My list. It's on my list. Like, they just keep squeezing, and there's nothing left. Like, don't drag it out. Please don't drag it out. Please.
2 thoughts on what Jen has just said. 1, I agree with everything. 2, I really want pizza.
Oh, I love pizza.
I really want pizza.
Well, I just had half a bottle of wine, so
I've had like nothing to drink, so
in the last hour and a half.
Only because you're out.
Right?
There's a little tiny bit in here.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a whole,
drop.
I've got a whole bottle of tequila that my sister brought back from Mexico. I still haven't opened that.
Oh my
And then I
God.
got that margarita mix. So I'm like, that's what I'm going to do on New Year's Eve. Is that's what I'm drinking.
Margaritas. Nice.
And I'll be recovering on her. But yeah, I mean, and I, you know, will watch Michael C. Hall paint a wall if he wants to come into my room and paint a wall.
Live stream that.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Full circle.
I don't know why I chose paint my wall, but whatever.
If you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I get to talk about 6 Feet Under later this year too, so that'll be a totally different kind of raving about Michael C. Hall.
Still horny, but
No, actually, it won't be.
oh, okay.
You say that now.
David never
this
did
episode
that.
was
Anything
supposed to be
for me.
not horny. And yet.
I can't help it that I drank a lot and that my sushi waiter had the hair that he had. I can't fucking help it.
All these things that she planned.
I said I can't help it, Jen. Okay. Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to. I think we can close
Yes,
out.
there is.
Oh,
No.
sorry. Oh, sorry.
I protest.
What did I do? What did I do?
I will tell you what you did. You are neglecting to mention Molly and
Oh,
how she
fuck
clearly
her.
knows so much more. No, I agree. To hell with her. But here's the thing, okay? The way that scene with Angela
Oh
in
yeah.
the bar, where she's getting back into her good graces and kind of slithering her way back in. All of those things that she said just reinforced to me the notion that she knows more than what she's talking about, because she clocked Dexter recording her conversation with Kurt, and if this whole thing of like, oh, I felt so scared and vulnerable when Kurt took me into this creepy basement, and we had talked last week about how this is somebody who investigates crime for a living. Why would you go down into what is clearly a murder basement? Well, you can do that if you know that there's somebody who's going to come in and rescue you. And she, for all of her scared girl talk, she seemed to me, when talking to Angela, like somebody who knew that Dexter was going to come in and who knew that Dexter knew what was going on. And so you have that. You have the fact that she's planting into Angela's head more doubt about Jim, which, fair. Okay, he's sketch. He's a murderer. But I think that Molly knows this. I think that Molly is trying to like turn Angela's head towards this.
Yeah.
Just like all of these things that she's doing are very suspicious to me. And frankly, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be so angry. I'm going to be so mad because I really want to be right about this.
See, and it's like, while I kind of hate it, I love it, but I hate it because it's like, I kind of don't want it to happen, but I kind of do want it to happen. Some sort of redemption for Molly for being an annoying ass podcaster. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I want to kind of be done with Molly, and I just want to focus on wrapping everything else up. But you have amazing points. Because, like, even the first time watching it, I was just kind of like, oh, this is her and Angela's conversation. Here we go. They're finally, two characters finally having that conversation that needed to happen, an episode, like a half an episode ago or whatever. Like a non-Three's Company moment. People are talking and they're figuring shit out. That's amazing. So I just thought it was just kind of all happen chance. And so watching, I was like, oh no, they're figuring it out. They're both just bouncing ideas off each other, talking out loud. But that's a solid theory. I don't know exactly how I feel about it.
Because it just really seems to me like she's leading Angela on a path that she has been this whole season. Because her interest in these missing women has just been kind of like a ruse to turn her onto Dexter by putting her on Batista's path, by pointing out that, how could Dexter have possibly known what Kurt and I were talking about? Why was Dexter there so conveniently to save me? And by the way, I guess Jim is a perfectly up and up guy because he wouldn't lie to you now, would he? When Angela's just reeling from all of these realizations that she's had about him, thanks to Molly's kind of like pushing her into this information. All of this is such speculation and pure theory. God, I want to be right. In general in life, but
of course.
I tweeted out tonight, by the way, if Molly figures this all out and she's the one who discovers him, I will be furious. So
and I will be delighted. So
that's all I'm going to say.
50% of the person will be happy.
But see, I think what Carla's really saying is that Molly already knows. So it's not like
I know, but I still don't like it because she's so fucking annoying.
And seriously, what was that fucking contraption she had? That was like some Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse shit. What? You don't have a nice, sleek digital voice or just, anything else, like an old-timey tape recorder?
Right.
Like,
or on your phone. Like you don't have like a microphone on your phone. And
clearly, like Dexter does. He's got a really good recording app.
Like a really clear recording app. When they're in this bar and his phone is like a solid 3 feet away, and you can hear them as clear as day.
Dexter is the podcaster.
Yeah.
That's Dexter.
He's very concerned with sound quality.
That's his podcast. Welcome to another episode of That's Dexter.
That's Dexter. So I ran around with gloves on. All suspicious like. But then when I was rooting through shit, I didn't have gloves on.
Thoughts?
Yeah. Oops, dropped a needle somewhere. Oh, well.
Oh, see, that shit's going to come back to bite him in the ass. I'm kind of excited to yell, fucking told you so on my TV.
Do you have teenagers that want to kill? Can you help me out with this? Oh, man. What do you do when you're... Never mind. Never mind. So that's it, right? I didn't skip it. I have nothing else to say about Molly Park except for if she's the one who figures this all out and she solves everything, I'm going to be very upset.
Oh, no, she's going to get killed. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
You think so?
I think that there's a... Okay, now you're putting down into my mind, so I can see scenarios in which she wouldn't. But I have this feeling that she will. But I could be wrong. Just like I could be wrong about everything I just said in the last hour and a half.
Not everything.
Well, listen, it's quite likely I'm quite drunk.
I'm completely sober, so that's good.
I'm mostly sober. Is that the remix? Doorbell remix?
No, this is a clock that's ticking down your time.
Oh my god! We haven't been talking!
You're just playing shit on your
Jen and I are just quietly sitting here listening to you play with your phone. I don't understand what's going on anymore. We're just politely listening to you playing with sounds.
God, my hair is driving me nuts. Sorry.
Keep your horny porn sounds to yourself, Erin. Jesus Christ.
I can't wait for you to get to this one and start sending us clips and shit.
Okay, so I have a couple of things to talk about. I keep forgetting we're still on the air, by the way.
Welcome to It's a Sober Fandom Thing.
Yes. Oh, my hair. Anyway. Okay. Did I tell you about the waiter at the sushi?
No, did he have hair?
Oh my god, his hair. Whew, his hair
Did
was
the hair remind you of anybody?
yes. Fuck. Anyway, sorry. I forgot where I was there.
It's a horny thing.
Carla siding. Yes. All he needed was those little red streaks in his hair. You know, so I got a
You gotta go down
question,
and take
Jen.
care of that for him. Sorry, what?
I got a question, Jen. This is totally related to Dexter.
Oh, cool. Can't wait.
So now I always thought it was, but then I would see pictures of him during that time, and he did have the longer hair but slicked back. Was that a wig in Hotel? Do you think that was a wig?
Probably. If not a wig, then maybe just pieces added in.
Well, I think the red was ouch.
Why? Why, God? Why?
Carla, you missed it.
Like, I took a left turn into a place I didn't want to go, and it's a dark place. And I don't want to be here.
Ouch, that hurt, man.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I will never be okay.
I'm sorry, I wasn't talking to you, Carla.
I wasn't talking to you. I hurt myself while you hide your blanket for whatever reason. I don't. Anyway, yeah, no, because I was listening to that podcast I found that I sent to you, and they were talking about that and saying that hair is so awful, and I love that hair, but I just wanted to know because that's what I thought too when I was watching it. But then I see pictures of him during that time, and he has the length of that hair. It's just slicked back, so I don't know. Anyway,
He could probably. I mean,
This is
he's got the hair to pull
I'll
it
ask
off.
him when I interview him.
Yeah. Ask him.
I need to talk about your hair for about a half an hour.
Listen, okay, 40, like I told 45% of that podcast interview is going to be, let's talk about your hair season by season, year by year.
Yep.
Well, you know how I interview.
Yes, you're an excellent interviewer, but I really think this one might go off the rails. No, I'm kidding. You would never let it. You would
No,
never
I'd
let
probably
it.
be like, no, I would,
Listen.
in my heart, in my head, I'd be like, fuck. But then I would be
Frank
able to
Whistler,
see it.
listen, okay? She would never let something go off the rails like that. I'm kidding with her because this is hilarious to me.
screenshots, like, look what happened, guys. In my head, I'd be like, oh my God. Okay, I have a serious question for you.
Michael C. Hall, if you're still tuned in, she would also not talk to you like that. I'm
No.
exaggerating for effect.
Go listen to an interview. I'm very professional in my interviews.
She's
All my
very
people that I
professional,
interview
very good.
always are like, that was amazing. And then I go do these.
It's like doing Black Swan and then year one. Like Natalie Portman, you're gonna go do something amazing and then you're gonna go do some shit that's just for fun.
Yes.
I love both those
Yes,
movies, by
it's
the way.
following up Monsters Ball with Catwoman. It's fine.
Yeah. I am
Balance. It's all
determined.
about balance.
I'm determined I'm going to get some of these people on. I'm like, nobody signed up for my Magnolia episode. I can be like, hey, Finn Whitrock, I know that's one of your favorite movies. You want to come on and talk about it with me?
Ooh, could happen.
Oh, you guys
Could
would be super
happen.
cute dorking out over your favorite movie.
That would be so much fun.
It's so adorable.
Anyway. So,
Anyway.
and then whatever favorite movie, Michael C. Hall. Maybe Michael C. Hall likes George Clooney.
Could be. Although maybe his favorite movie is also Magnolia, and then all
Holy
three of you can
crap.
talk about it.
That would be like
Ooh.
heaven on
The
earth.
best threesome.
Are you kidding me? I would never not stop talking about that.
We know.
Yes.
I'd be like I'd be doing screen grabs the whole time. I'd be like, look what just happened, guys.
And then the episode would just be like consonant, and like we would be like, Aaron, okay, we get that you're excited, but they've moved like a quarter of an inch. We really don't need a fresh take. at this point in time.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh, it's after midnight my time.
I know. I
Let's
was
close
trying to
out.
wrap up earlier, but you insisted that we talk about this.
Not about that specifically, but okay.
Just kidding. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up. So, my dear friend Carla, where can they find your podcast? Your very highfalutin podcast.
It's not just highfalutin, it's also high quality and
That's
high
what I meant.
class.
That's what I said.
Yes.
That's what I
My high
said.
quality and high class podcast, Bedwetter Behead, can be found anywhere you get the best podcasts that you can imagine. It's just like amazing stuff. And you can find us on Twitter. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to
Sorry.
hear it. I'm trying to be professional here, unlike everybody else.
I don't want
Not
to hear
pointing
it.
fingers, but
But
you can find
Jen,
us on
she's
Twitter
talking about you. Sorry.
At Bedwet Behead Pod, on Instagram at bed.wet.behead.pod, on Facebook at Bedwet Behead Podcast, and you can find my photography on Instagram and Twitter at Carlatemis, that's CarlaTemis, and maybe now they can stop laughing at me and like plug their own crap.
We were laughing
Carla.
at you. Peace out.
Man.
But what about Pandora's box? I mean, not Pandora's box.
What in actual hell? Anyway, Jen, where can we find my streaming bubble?
Oh, well, you can find me on almost all streaming platforms, with the exception of Pandora, because there's
Thank
a
you,
form
that's
and I
what I
don't do
meant.
forms.
I don't do forms.
I don't do
They're-
forms,
I'm
no.
above those.
Sorry, I'm not signing shit off the grid.
I'm glad
No.
this isn't a podcast episode. Anyways,
You can follow me, the podcast, on Twitter at Streaming Bubble, and then also on the Book of Faces and the Grams of Instant, my Streaming Bubble.
grams of instant.
And Aaron, where can we find a Fandom podcast? You can find Aaron on Twitter at @EAprilBeauty. The E and the A and the B are capitalized. On Twitter at Fandom Thing Pod. No, it's in that one. On Instagram at It's a Fandom Thing Pod. And on Facebook at It's a Fandom Thing Pod, I guess, .facebook.com. I don't know. Look it up. You'll find her. You find her there.
And
It's all
on
good.
TikTok at It's a Fandom Thing Pod. And if you would like to be on this guest on this guest,
On which guest? Because I'm very picky. So I have standards, okay? I need to vet whoever's gonna be on me. So I'm saying.
No, it's just gonna be on this guest.
No. You need an invite. Submit your queries, please.
I know anyone can see this at any time.
If you would like to be a guest interviewee on Fandom Thing podcast, you can email them on it's a Fandom Thing pod@gmail.com.
Yes, and I promise I'm very professional in my interviews. Go
Like,
listen to
listen to literally any other episode other than this one, and you'll see just how professional she is.
Yes, go listen to. I have some favorite interviews, and go listen to those. I didn't name them, but go. You'll know which ones they are.
She doesn't day drink for her actual interview, so
I
all
don't. I'm
good.
completely sober. I get really nervous sometimes, but I've kind
She
of gotten
only
over
wishes
that.
she could
Now I'm
drink
not
on those,
nervous
but
at all.
she doesn't.
What? What was that?
She only wishes she could pre-drink before those, but she won't. I promise.
For some
You
of
have
them,
the
yes.
Carlatemis guarantee.
Yes, I'm very professional. I honestly am very professional in those interviews. Everyone I've ever interviewed loves the interviews. Seriously, I have like my own little, it sounds so egotistical, but I have a own little folder that has clips of that. It's only because I'm like, when I'm down on myself, I'm like, listen to this. And then it helps. So I'm just saying that. So Michael C. Hall, did you hear that? Finn Whitrock, did you hear that?
Okay, let's close up
I
before
also have some
Aaron
space
says
on
something that makes them take
Magnolia.
that back. Please do
Wait,
Aaron
I'm
a
not
solid
done.
for her birthday month.
Yes, come talk Magnolia with me. We can talk about frogs falling from the sky. That happens in the movie, okay? That's not like
Oh, I know. I was just waiting for it to get dirty, and I'm like, please don't do that, Aaron. Please.
no.
I've gotten
No,
us back to a classy place,
I'm
please.
very professional. I don't have. Anyway, never mind. Okay, so you know what Carla forgot is we are on the Talk.
You said that already. You've already
I
mentioned
did?
on TikTok. Jesus Christ. No, it's not at Jesus Christ. It's at Random Thing. It's a Random Thing pod on TikTok.
We're
Don't
very
go
wholesome.
looking for Jesus Christ and expect Aaron. She won't be there.
Yes, but I will say, never mind.
She will say goodnight.
I did have something to say. Okay, this is the stupidest thing we've ever done. No, I do have something to say. So if you want more fun like this, this Sunday it will not be like this. I promise. This Sunday we are counting down our 10 favorite things of the year. It may be more than 10 because I'm kind of giving somewhat free reign to my panelists.
She's gonna regret it.
Yeah,
I know.
I know for her already.
But it's going to be 2 episodes when it's a podcast episode. But join us live. We'll be counting down things we loved. So I will be counting down people I loved.
Mm-hmm. I saw it in your face. You're going to make it dirty.
But it will be clean, PG, X rated. Just kidding.
PGX? Whoa.
NC-17.
Then we need to have a talk with the MPAA again.
Yes. But anyway, tune in for that. And then coming soon, it's Christian fucking Bale month.
Yeah.
Starting January 1st. So when you're hungover, like I may be tomorrow, and Carla too,
Not me.
but not
No.
Jen, then you'll want to watch us. That's it.
Take a night.
And then January 2nd, we'll be doing one too, another live stream. And then we have merchandise on our Redbubble store that it's a Christian effing Bale thing, it's a Destiel thing, it's a fanfic thing. Soon to come, it's a horror thing, it's a fandom thing. I sound like a robot.
It's a horny Aaron thing coming in February.
Yeah.
All of your single person
Horny.
Valentine's needs.
It's a horny Aaron thing that absolutely needs to be one.
It's a handcuff thing.
Yeah.
It's a hair thing.
Whoa.
Okay, we are ending now. Can you please stop talking, everybody?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.